Hello friends! Welcome back! It's time for another adventure Reviewcap following the Old School Essentials campaign. I've got my trusty viewfinder. I thought I'd lost it, but it turns out I just misplaced it. You know, for a moment there, I thought it might have been the dastardly Demi-Lich doing something devious. But that's okay. I put a powerful counterspell on it a while back. Any attempt to sabotage with magic reflects the Dwemer back upon the caster. I'm sure there's nothing untoward. But just for curiosity's sake, let's look in, shall we?
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw
you
cares away.
poetic justice can't look away.
Well, that should keep him busy for a while. So, let's get back to the adventure at the Keep on the Borderlands. As is our custom, the adventures are recreated using the Order of the Stick cutout minis. Today's players: George as Shamil, Lawful Thief, Level 2. Neil as Onion Buns Bumblestump, Neutral Halfling. And guest player Brennan as Idana, Chaotic Thief. At the Traveller's Inn, Bumblestump and Shamil are having the first meeting since the Castle Caldwell incident, and Shamil is less pleasant and forgiving than Colin Bush was. Colin has returned to his parish in Kleina to be properly ordained as a priest of his faith and is not present to advocate for Bumblestump, especially after his helpful actions during the cockatrice hunt. The group has been joined by Idana, with whom Shamil has a friendship, after she helped rescue him from the ogre in the Caves of Chaos. Idana stays out of the conflict between the two, letting them sort it out. After some back and forth, Shamil accepts Onion Buns and gives him a second chance, but plans to keep an eye on him. The group shares rumors that they have picked up, but no one is at all interested in Onion Buns' news of a dragon in the region. The residents of the keep continue to talk about the upcoming King's Festival in Stalinford, though neither Shamil nor Idana seem interested in this. Finally, word has been spreading throughout the keep of a secret complex of caverns beneath the keep itself, though the guards and keep authorities are silent on the subject, which most people take as confirmation. The NPC Martin remains at Shamil's side, and the two have become fast friends. Idana proposes a scouting trip to the Caves of Chaos to glean information for a full later incursion, but Shamil would rather go in force. The group agrees to find and hire more retainers, but efforts prove futile as the DM rolls against the odds of interested mercenaries being available, and none turn up. Shamil proposes the standard Plan B, which is a trip to Kleina to see if any takers are available there. There's a lesser chance, but still possible, as the team agrees to give it a go. The entire group makes its way to Kleina, but alas, the trip is fruitless and they find no takers. They hit the trail back to the keep the next day. En route, a double surprise check sees the group face to face with a hobgoblin advance scout. Marching drums and war songs heard in the distance. The team recovers and quickly dispatches the scout, then hides. A war party of several dozen goblins and half a dozen hobgoblins marches past, spitting on their own dead scout who was stupid enough to get caught and killed, then continuing on. With the danger past, the group ponders the goblins' callous disregard for their own dead, but decide to quickly depart lest the hobgoblins come back or more show up. Though no mercenaries are available, the group is able to secure 3 porters. These are non-combatants, but can carry gear and light sources. They hire Lou, Bud, and Abbott. Returning to the Valley of the Caves of Chaos, they find things quiet. As it's daytime, most of the nocturnal humanoids will be resting. The team quickly scouts the Ogre Cave, and upon learning that nothing else has subsequently moved into the space, they quickly form up inside. Knowing there's a secret door, they quietly open it up to a group of 4 goblins by a fire pit, much like in the previous incursion to the Goblin Cave that Idana was a part of. With surprise on their side, the group is able to completely dispatch 3 goblins, with the 4th losing initiative and killed before it can flee to raise the alarm. A very good start indeed. The team creeps down the corridor, towards the other entrance to the Goblin Cave, but alas, this time they don't go unnoticed. Another force of goblins on guard hears them, but the group catches wise to the alert and hides in a nearby corridor, hoping to catch them off guard. The goblins aren't fooled, however, and rush forward with javelins, blocking the exit. Combat is joined, with the goblins throwing javelins, killing Adana in the volley and wounding Martin. The group engages, with Martin in melee, while Shamil and Bumblestump slip down the side hall to better shoot. The porters, unused to combat, cower in the back of the corridor. Another barrage of javelins kills 2 of them. Onion Buns and Shamil kill 2 goblins with missile fire, but alas, Martin is felled by his opponents. In the next round, the remaining goblins flee down the hall, sounding the alert to the rest of the tribe. The remaining porter's morale breaks, and he flees the cave. Bumblestump sees a figure lurking in the dark, and expecting a possible goblin, is surprised to see a man, as Brennan introduces his new character, Venderbleek, a neutral acrobat. He was with another party who were killed exploring, but he'd hidden and slipped away, only to find himself cut off from escape. Though he reports seeing a door deeper in the cave where the goblins won't go. The group welcomes this newcomer, and they flee the cave upon hearing goblin war drums. The group takes shelter in the tall grass by a tree some 60 yards from the cave mouth. The DM checks morale of the goblins, and with a roll of 2, they are incensed at the incursion. A massive force of goblins does emerge, but the group has the advantage of distance and light, as goblins have poor eyesight in the stark daylight. They launch a volley, but the goblins are in a war formation with a shield wall. The group kills 1, but this allows the goblins to retaliate, albeit at penalty. In the next round, a volley of stones from goblin slingers rains down on the group. Sadly, a natural 20 strikes and kills the new acrobat companion. Bumblestump and Shamil decide that it's time to bug out, but Shamil's anger gets the better of him and he decides to remain, thinking his longbow has better range and he can pick them off. Bumblestump disappears into the brush, while Shamil engages in hit-and-run tactics, quite effectively thinning goblins' numbers, until they finally break formation and rush in his direction to overwhelm him in melee. Shamil then decides the fight is over and sprints from the valley, easily outpacing the goblins and catching up to Bumblestump, en route home to the keep. Back at the keep, the defeated duo enters the Traveler's Inn, seeing a bard leading the room in a rousing song with his recorder, and thus Brennan introduces his latest character, Zavara the Bard, in the final minutes of the session. Shamil and Bumblestump make the acquaintance of the new bard, then share a toast to their fallen friends and put their own misgivings for one another to rest. The session concludes there. Another incursion into the caves! Once again, the Goblin Cave! Goblin numbers are certainly dwindling, but I wonder what will happen next. The group certainly made good use of sneak attacks in that first encounter, but alas, the dice didn't continue to cooperate going forward, and lives were lost. Granted, PC numbers were short for this session, and the dice didn't indicate any mercenaries. The players did have the option of waiting a week for some turnover at the keep, but opted instead to push forth. Bumblestump has made peace with Shamil and Cullen Bush, so he's back on the roster, as this is the player Neil's preferred choice of character. Though everyone does have a stable of 3 characters to choose from using the troop play model. Bumblestump continues to crawl to level 2, but one more good score should send him soaring right past that threshold. Not as thrilling a session as the previous one, with the cockatrice hunt, but things did happen. The thinning of goblin numbers will have a ripple effect on the goblin tribe, as well as their relationship with other denizens of the Caves of Chaos. Beyond that, the events of the campaign have barely scratched the surface of the possibilities within the Caves of Chaos, or even the region. Bandits were spotted in the previous session, a treasure map has been discovered with some goodies, but that's in the hands of the chaotic dwarf Crag Rockslam. And then there's Bumblestump's dragon. What could that be all about? Finally, there are the mysterious wardens beneath the keep itself. So many adventure seeds, all grown out of a simple setting module. I do love this game. Even more exciting is no one can predict what will come next, which I think is the strength of such a campaign. The DM may have chosen the carriage, but the reins are truly in the player's hands. They could choose any existing thread, or try something entirely new. They could continue with their preferred established characters, or swap out for a new perspective. Tune in for the next installment, coming soon. I'll offer this brief preview. They seem to be going into those warrens presented in the 5th edition module, Beneath the Keep. And they're going with a very large contingent this time. Smart. That's it for now, my friends. I shall see you anon.
Oh, Lord, no. I think I'm starting to like it.